Good morning. I'm saying good morning, and I hope it is a good morning for you. I'm also hoping that this is for you, at least Tuesday, the 31st of January, around about 10 o'clock, or not watching live, perhaps later in that day, perhaps later in that week. But I'm hoping that this is going out because I'm not here, which seems a very strange thing to be saying, but I am not actually here on Tuesday, the 31st of January. I'm on holiday and somewhere completely different. Andrea is also somewhere completely different, up and studying away up in Aberdeen, hopefully. And thinking about what we would do about this Tuesday, and lots of possibilities which we thought about. But then there's a possibility to try something a bit different, to try something a bit new with our technology. And since we've been trying new things with technology for the past 3 years, why stop now? So hopefully this is working and you are watching. If not, then it doesn't actually matter where we are. You'll just be thinking you've forgotten to do a reflection. But if it does work, and if you are watching this, then I'm not here. When I was thinking about that, and that phrase really came up, I'm here, but I'm not here. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But it got me thinking about the phrase that we use often, and rightly so, for our family and friends, which is, I'm here for you. You know, I'm always here for you. Whatever you need, just shout. And it's a wonderful offer. It's a wonderful promise. But it's a promise that is fulfilled in different ways. And I think that's what's been on my mind, that we fulfill promises in different ways. And it depends what people are hearing. I'm here for you. And it doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter how far away I am. I hope that I can say that with all sincerity. I'm here for you. But you might be hearing that thinking, I need that person to be physically here for me. I need that person to be doing something for me. And they're not. So is that saying true? Of course it's true. We are here for people in so many different ways. And here as we can be in so many different ways. Physically being there for someone is, of course, so important at times when they really need a helping hand, quite literally. Someone to do the shopping, someone to make their tea, someone to do something for them physically. And we know throughout COVID and lockdown, certainly, how difficult that was, even when we were there, physically, next door, physically just along the street, physically within a car's journey to get to someone, to be able to help them, and to be able to sit and listen with them, to be able to sit and be with them. We couldn't do that. But did that mean that we weren't there for people? Well, I hope not, but also the evidence is very much that that was not the case. Being there for people is a broad spectrum of opportunities and offers. Being there for people to be on the end of a phone line for them. Being there for people to say that although I'm not there physically with you, you're in my prayers, for those of us with faith and those of us who pray. Our prayer life is certainly one of those aspects which fulfills that promise. I'm there with you. I'm praying for you. But being there for someone. Jesus was there for people. Jesus was there for people physically when he walked this earth. And in the last 3 years of his life, certainly we hear aspects of that and examples of that. Examples of how he was there to reach out and lift them up. And I think that's possibly what we mean when we say we're there for people. We want to give them a lift, emotionally or spiritually, or indeed physically, if that is required. And Jesus was able to lift people, as I said, in so many different ways when he walked this earth. After his death and resurrection, that promise came true in different aspects, in different ways. Jesus was for a while still visible to his friends, but then he ascended into heaven. He gave us his spirit. And that is God's promise to say, I am there for you. The rainbow on my shelf is that reminder of the first covenant that God made with all of creation, that he's there. I remember you. I made you. I will never forget you. Every time you see a rainbow in the sky, know that I remember you. The covenant that Jesus made with us, the covenant through bread and wine, was a similar covenant to say, every time you don't just look in the skies, but every time you eat and drink, remember me and remember that I am remembering you. And in that remembering, there is the promise, I'm there for you. I'm here with you. And that promise is fulfilled in some sense in a greater way, because it's not about a physical presence. It's not about having to see someone standing in front of them. It's about that knowledge, that love that is shared, that remembering, that memory aspect of life. So when people say, I'm there for you, always, then what does that mean for you? And when you say that to other people, I'm there for you, what does that mean to you? I know we can, and many do, and many will forevermore become feel quite guilty that perhaps they weren't there for that person. I wasn't there physically when they really needed me. I wasn't there at the end, perhaps. But being there physically is part of it, most definitely. But it's quite a small part in many ways. Being there for someone to support, to encourage, to offer words of wisdom, whether it's in a text, an email, a phone call, face to face, is one of the most wondrous, incredible, amazing gifts that we can give to others and that others can give to us. Rainbows, bread and wine. Perhaps even just thinking that there's a video that you're watching of someone who's not actually there, but is somewhere completely different. But in that completely different place, what I can tell you is that I remember you and think of you. The family here in Dalgety Bay and the family further afield. It's not physical location that matters. It's where we keep people in our hearts, in our minds, in our prayers. So, today, who can you be there for? And it may well be a very physical gift that you're able to give of going shopping, going for coffee, sitting listening to someone, having a chat with someone, sharing jokes and memories. But it may be something completely different. And maybe you're thinking of someone who is physically far from you, lives in a different part of the country, a different part of the world, maybe a different part of the town, but you just can't get there. Who are you there for today? And then turn that around a wee bit. And who do you know is there for you? Because there are people who are there for us. Our families. If you don't have families, friends. If you don't have friends, go out and make some because they're there to be made. Cafe Connect, coffee mornings. Come and meet people and make friends. But if you can't think of anyone else in this world, I promise you there is someone who's thinking of you. And that's the God who made you, who loves you, who embraces you with that love, who holds you tight, and who always is remembering you and is there for you. Who will I be there for today? Well, for you all in that sense. Physically, well, I don't know, but maybe I'll tell you all about that when I do get back and when I am here. But meanwhile, enjoy your Tuesday, if this is Tuesday, and if this has worked, and be there for someone. and let someone be there for you. God bless.